Hey everybody, today is January 26th, 2026, and this is going to be a video I'm posting on both Cube Computer channel as well as CubeComp MDDX. This will be my first time really posting anything to CubeComp MDDX since like last summer, and I'll have a video kind of going over that on that channel. But so in case you didn't know, a big portion of the United States right now is being impacted by a crippling winter storm, and in this area we're going to be getting possibly some really serious amounts of ice. We're currently under an ice storm warning. The last time we was under an ice storm warning here was 2006. I do remember being an ice storm. I think it was January or February of that year. Wasn't terribly bad. I don't think we lost power, but the one ice storm that really comes to mind is the one that took place back in December 2002. So I'm located in Huntersville, North Carolina, just north of Charlotte. Back in 2002, I was living in Mount Holly, North Carolina. I was only 11 years old at the time, but I do remember that ice storm back in December 2002. It was significant. I think we had up to a ½ inch of ice. That took down numerous trees, damaged power lines, broke power poles, you name it. In my neighborhood back then, we was out of power for like close to a week, if not longer. It was quite a while. Trees down everywhere. It was such a mess. And what's crazy is this storm, they're saying, could possibly be as bad, if not worse than that. I'm really hoping and praying that's not the case, but I do have a feeling this is going to be a bad one. And let me explain why. So, first and foremost, it is currently 18 degrees outside with a wind chill of 11. Or at least last time I looked. Probably the wind chill ain't too bad right now because the wind's kind of died down, but it's cold out here. And we've been getting sleet and mix for about, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours. It was sleeting off and on earlier today, and things are starting to pick up. But what's really bad is this is all going to change over to freezing rain here in just a little bit. So right now we have just a light glaze of ice and sleet. Things are a little slippery. Got to be really careful coming down the steps here. But right now it's mainly just sleet and mix. I've seen a few snowflakes here and there. Now the storm, when it was originally being forecasted, they were saying it was going to be possibly a big snowmaker, and boy, do I wish it was. I wish that's what would have happened, because snow, although it shuts things down in the south, it typically does not cause devastating effects like power outages that last for many days on end, and things like that. But anyways, it's right after 12, and it's starting to pick up. So right now it is sleeting and freezing rain. So I mentioned earlier 18 degrees outside. That's what's measured on my personal weather station here. The fact that the surface is that cold means that any unfrozen liquid will freeze quickly. And for example, let's look at this mimosa tree out here. There's probably not much of anything on it yet, but that could definitely change. So right now it's got a light glaze. I'll try to get some light here so we can see for yourself. So we have just a light glazing of ice starting to pick up on the trees, and the fact that we're going to be getting significant amounts of freezing rain. We might be getting more than that, which I'll explain in a moment. The fact that we'll be getting a lot of freezing rain, as mentioned earlier, could definitely take down trees. And for example, right across the street over here is a pine tree. We can't really see it because of the sleet and everything, but there is a dead pine tree across the street, and I'm concerned that thing's going to fall. Don't think it definitely won't reach the house. Pray to God it don't reach that brand new house across the street. Yes, there's 2 brand new houses across from me now. They're still finishing up construction on them. Nobody lives there yet, but yeah, I really, really hope we don't have a tree come down on these houses, or any house over here for that matter. Wouldn't be good. But yeah, it's about to get pretty bad here. I'm prepared, and the good news is my parents live around the corner, so if I don't need anything, they're right there. I got a generator ready to go, got the wood stove fired up. I'm trying my best to get through this thing, and I'll be glad when it's over with. I'll tell you, I love snow, but I cannot stand freezing rain. And I should note that right now is definitely not a good time to be out traveling, but of course, in some cases you have to. You just gotta be extremely careful. But yeah, snow is pretty. It typically does not knock the power out here, unlike freezing rain, which creates a glazing of ice on everything, makes a real mess. Like I say, you can just look on these vehicles here and see that well, get some light in there for you. You can see that we're getting a good little glaze here. So there you go. It's basically a wintry mix. I think it's primarily freezing rain now. For example, here's a look at the fence. Now, I mentioned about that ice storm in 2002. Here's some pictures from that actually. We took these with an old Sony Mavica. Well, it wasn't very old then. There's a Sony Mavica camera that runs on floppy disk, or at least it saves a floppy disk. So of course, the image quality is not that great, but you can definitely see in some of these images that the amount of ice that we got was pretty catastrophic. It took down numerous trees, snapped power poles, you name it. It done some serious damage. But anyways, I'm going to head back inside because it is freaking cold out here. Okay, everybody, so back inside. Much warmer in here than outside, of course. And also my camera was starting to get wet from the freezing rain. So yeah, it's things are turning downhill fast. Once the sun went down, I mean, for the most part it was still mostly dry, but then it started sleeting more, especially once it got closer to like 11 o'clock or midnight. It is currently, what time is it? 12:35 a.m. January 25th, 2026. So here in a moment I'm going to go outside and start my storm cameras just in case anything crazy happens. Like I say, this will be the first major ice event to be captured on CubeComp MTDX. So yeah, crazy stuff. Hopefully things don't get too bad, but it's not looking good. So I mentioned earlier in the video that we might get something even more significant than just freezing rain. They're saying there's a chance that we literally could see freezing rain and thunder. Yeah, basically a thunderstorm with freezing rain. You can't make this stuff up. It's crazy. Definitely keep us in the south and the southeast in your thoughts and prayers, because this freezing rain, this ice, is nothing to play around with. And I'll say, I think sometimes people don't take it very seriously down here, probably because they weren't living here when the December 2002 ice storm struck. But the December 2002 ice storm caused so much damage that it could rival Hurricane Hugo in a way. So yeah, crazy stuff. So anyways, I'll try to do another update video sometime in the next couple days or so. Now of course, if we lose power, that might get delayed further. So anyways, hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Okay, so it's 5:22 a.m. and we are now starting to get some accumulation. So it still appears to be like a wintry mix, but you can definitely see the icicles starting to really show up on that street light. I've been watching them. I think what's actually going on here is the heat from that light. That's a high pressure sodium light. I think the heat from it is melting some of that, and this is causing it to do that. So, but there definitely is a glazing on surfaces. Look at the pole. It's too dark to really see everything right now, but come on down to the roads. Let's see here. You can see the road is totally white. The roads are like an ice skating rink right now. Definitely not a good time to be traveling anywhere. So they're saying that this is going to start out as a wintry mix kind of deal and then change over to freezing rain. And it looks like the sleet has actually persisted longer than they originally forecasted. I hope that remains to be a fact, because sleet, although it will make the roads treacherous, it lowers the chances of power outages, because the sleet don't tend to stick onto power lines and trees as bad as freezing rain does. Now, for example, look over here. You may or may not be able to see. Okay, so look straight up there, straight in the middle. That pine tree is dead. It's been dead for a while. Been dead for probably a year. And it's been leaning sort of toward the right just a little bit. Fingers crossed that when it does come down, it'll just come like straight across the driveway over there. Not hit the house or anything, just come straight across. Not take out the power line. I'm not sure if it'll reach the power line. The power line's actually kind of close to my house here. But yeah, this is just crazy.